Welcome to the Teaching Your Toddler Spring episode. We are going to learn some awesome things about spring-related activities, songs, stories, sign language, and lots of craft and activity ideas. So stay tuned for the Teaching Your Toddler Spring episode.
Welcome to the Teaching Your Toddler Show with Marijo Tinlin. Each show we talk about fun activities to do with your little one, including a craft, a letter of the week, Spanish words, songs, games, and even a snack for each weekly theme. Here is your hostess, Marijo Tinlin.
This week, we are going to explore the wonders of this new season. The days are about the same, equal in length, day to night, and in most places in the United States, daylight savings time starts in spring, which means you get an extra hour to play outside before bedtime. This week, moms and toddlers will have some fun with spring-related activities, songs, stories, sign language for flower and melt. We'll learn how to water plants, make a clothespin butterfly, learn the garland pose in yoga, and much more. Did you know that in the equinox, if you stand an egg on its end without touching it, it will stand up at the height of the equinox? So try it with your child because it's amazing. Usually you cannot do it, but the pull of the tides during spring, only on the equinox, make it work. So check it out. The letter of the week, E for equinox. Point out things that start with E. Egg, eagle, earthworm. Show your toddler a picture of both a capital E and a lowercase e. Draw E on a paper and let him or her trace over it, or use your child's fingers to draw it in the sand or dirt. You can also use bathtub letters or refrigerator letters to show them the letter as well. Just make sure they keep seeing that. And the number 20 is our number of the week. So 20 is because that's when the spring equinox happens, is on March 20th. So show your child something that has 20 earthworms. Count out the number 20. Now, I know that sounds like a big number for a child. They're not necessarily going to understand that you've got 20 things like we think about numbers, but you're laying that foundation of mathematics for them in their brain. So count all the way up to 20 and do it multiple times. And you can use your fingers twice. You can use your fingers and toes. Then they'll start to get that idea that things have an association to a number. And that will absolutely help them learn. You're building that foundation of mathematics in their brain, so try that out. The song of the week is also a link to many songs. They're all kind of cute little songs that are sung to familiar tunes from preschooleducation.com, and I think that you'll have fun singing those songs with special words that are specific to spring, so check that out. The story of the week, spring, is our spring book list. So again, it is just too hard to pick one book. So I grabbed this link from The Measured Mom. So you can find this on the teachingyourtoddler.com website for spring. She's got all kinds of lists in there of all kinds of different books that have to do with spring. So they're great. Check them out. If you can't find them at the library, you could buy them off of Amazon, or maybe find them in a used bookstore. Who knows? I always love looking in used bookstores for treasures, but you can also look online at libraries and see if they're able to be picked up. So I know it's really hard to browse the shelves when you have a toddler in tow. So if you go to the link that I have for public libraries in the United States, you can find your branch and you can put that book on hold, and then you'll be all set. The snack of the week are black bean dips with chips, which seems kind of like a weird snack, but it's so fresh. It's such a wonderful, yummy dip. Great for watching games together or any kind of family activity. It's healthy, delicious. You can dip vegetables in it as well as pita chips or whatever kind of chip you like. We like seed chips because we don't eat a lot of grains. So try this dip. Just make sure you don't put the jalapenos in it, because the little ones, that will be way too hot for them. So also, we love fresh fruit. Fresh fruit's a perfect snack. This time of the year, there's very wonderful seasonal fruits that are available like kiwis, grapes, and strawberries. So check out those at your local grocer. I like to buy organic because it doesn't have any pesticides on it. It's not GMO'd. It's not engineered. And so I always recommend organic, even though it's a little bit more expensive. It is absolutely worth it to save you and your family from the poisons of pesticides and herbicides and fungicides and all the crazy stuff they put on our food sometimes. So try that. Our Spanish word of the week is spring, la primavera. Also duck, el pato, which is sometimes something we see in the spring. Flower is la flor. And to melt is derretir. New is nueva or nuevo, depending on what you're describing as new. Flower bud is el capullo. So check out those. You can also find a translator online if you don't know how to say those. If you think I'm not saying them correctly, please learn how to say them correctly. We really love the Muzzy series from Early Advantage to teach our children Spanish. The songs and the cartoon are just very, very helpful. You can watch it in English, you can watch it in Spanish, you can watch it with subtitles. Just check it out on the BBC's Muzzy, Muzzy. This week's Do It Myself is water the plants or flowers so that now the plants are starting to wake up a little. You can give them a drink with a watering can or a hose, which can get messy, so be careful. The watering can might work a little bit better with toddlers, but just give them a little bit of an idea and an opportunity to do something on their own. We're trying to build independence and self-confidence in these kiddos, so let them do something that they can't hurt themselves too much with. They're going to maybe get themselves or you a little bit wet, but it gives them some empowerment and some responsibility as well. The activity of the week are clothespin butterflies. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen these, but they're super cute. They're made with a coffee filter and watercolors or any kind of markers or craft paint or anything like that you can use for color. They're pretty easy to use, pretty easy to find the supplies for. You can find the clothespins at your local sort of big box variety store. And of course, you probably have coffee filters if you make coffee at your house, if you use a coffee pot. The yoga pose of the week is a garland pose. And since the flowers are starting to come out, it seems like this is an appropriate pose for the season of spring. And I've got a link on the website, the Teaching Your Toddler spring page for this pose in case you don't know what that is. You can find out and you and your child can do that together. And finally, the sign language of the week, which is always, again, hard in a podcast, but please check out the show notes and the Teaching Your Toddler link for flower, duck, day, melt, and spring. And spring is a great sign because it kind of basically looks like a plant sort of popping out of the ground. Sign language is a great resource for your child if he or she is still learning how to talk or they're pre-verbal. It's very helpful to sort of cut down on the frustration they may find if they can't find their own words. So I do hope that you will check those out and consider teaching them a little bit of sign language. It's really fun. It's something they will learn for a long, long time, and it will be just a super helpful thing for both of you. So I hope that you enjoyed our show today. I hope that you learned a lot. I hope that it is helpful for you and celebrating the great season of spring when the world comes back to life after being asleep during winter. So remember to give your toddler or your child or preschooler or high schooler or whomever, whatever your child age is, give them a hug and tell them how much you love them. And have a wonderful week. Please remember to leave us a 5-star rating on iTunes so that more people find us. Tell your friends about us. Post pictures of any of these activities or any of these crafts, any of these snacks you make, anything like that. Please post those pictures and use the hashtag #TeachingYourToddler so that we can find them. I will try to post them on our website if we can find some pictures from you all. I would love to see what you guys are doing with your children. Also, use the hashtag if you have any ideas or themes or any kind of weekly ideas that you have for us. I would also like to hear that so that we can do future shows. So again, we just have so enjoyed this show and we are so happy you joined us. Have a wonderful week and keep teaching.
Thank you for joining us for the Teaching Your Toddler Show with Marijo Tinlin. We hope you had some fun and you got some great ideas for the week. Please subscribe to the podcast, like us on Facebook, and visit the website for all the links we discussed at www.teachingyourtoddler.com. This has been the Teaching Your Toddler Show with Marijo Tinlin. Until next time, keep teaching.